Everyone is the hero of their own story, so much so that the line between good guys and bad guys have begun to blur. Our modern stories love to give the villain a good reason for doing what they do, and as our understanding of human psychology increases, we begin to diagnose those who do vile deeds with a mental condition that may or may not have emerged from some past trauma. Gone are the days where bad guys were just bad guys, and we welcome a new era of storytelling where conflict is based on different perspectives, each justifiable in their own right, likely galvanized by a tragic misunderstanding. It's good stuff, it makes us think, but eventually we'll begin to wonder, what is evil? Let's get into Hotline Miami. It's an indie game, a top down shooter focusing on high octane action with an insanely good soundtrack. You are a character known only for the Letterman jacket they wear, aka Jacket. You visit various buildings in Miami, Florida, multi story structures filled with Russian mobsters. You then put on an animal mask and viciously slaughter all the enemies in each room. It is bloody and gruesome, and the game does an excellent job with art and sound effects to highlight the various ways in which you brutally murder someone before they try to kill you in one shot. That's right, you are just as, if not more, vulnerable as the mobsters, forcing you to be aggressive, tactical, and sometimes reckless when facing enemies. Kill them all before they kill you. This game is incredibly well made, fitting in moments of peace and quiet living in between the bloody carnage. When each mission is successful, the screen doesn't fade to black and transition into the next level. First, the music stops, you take a moment to breathe, and then step through the pools of blood and mangled corpses as you walk out, floor by floor, until you exit the building, get in your car, take off your mask, and drive away. Everything is suddenly calm, blissful even. The music changes too, painting an image of our character calmly driving through the palm tree neon laden streets of Miami. You then visit a VHS store or pick up a pizza or hit up a bar before going back to your cozy apartment. All of this perfectly contrasts with the bout of murderous mayhem you had just caused. We begin to wonder, why are we doing this? We're not just some mindless soldier with orders to kill. We seem like a regular guy doing calm, normal things, only to have that peaceful life interrupted by the occasional ultraviolence. Well, we know why. It's to play the game, right? So there is some motivation, some force that provokes this violence, which in itself is a glorious feat of video game storytelling. But let's focus on the perspective of yourself in this world. Perhaps your character is being mind controlled. That would help explain the unusual behavior, like the phone calls, the masks, and that organization, 50 Blessings. Alternatively, our character could be suffering from PTSD from repeat Black Ops missions in Hawaii against the Russians during the Cold War. That would help explain the Russian mobster targets, your skills as a fighter, the hallucinations, and that bearded man who runs every store you visit. Maybe it's all a dream from your coma. Maybe it's all of these, or maybe it is really none of these. Again, we find ourselves trying to justify our horrible actions. Sure, we're bashing in skulls and slitting people's throats, but they're gangsters, right? It's okay, this may be all in our head. We're not actually evil, and besides, we're nameless. The real blame is on the masks. Richard, Tony, Don Juan. They all have names, and they're the ones doing all the killing. And yet, there is a moment where we find ourselves in a dark, putrid room, bugs and roaches buzzing around. Therein sits three figures, a woman in a donkey mask, a man dressed like a gangster in an owl mask, and a man wearing your jacket and a chicken mask. After some conversation, the man who looks like you asks you a question. Do you enjoy hurting other people? It's a simple yes or no question, and yet it pierces through the excuses and reasons we make to justify our behavior, and instead puts the blame directly onto us. Do we enjoy hurting other people? If so, then we are evil, by the simple truth that we don't need any outside influence to motivate ourselves to perform horrifying actions. We do it because we like it, and we're going to do what we enjoy to its fullest extent. We're not only going to kill, but mercilessly slaughter our victims. 50 blessings? Russian mobsters? The masks? It's all an excuse to give us what we want. Meaningless and wanton violence. Evil is a vague concept, primarily because intention is hard to quantify. We try to find evidence of evil through action, which is to say evil deeds constitute an evil person. And yet, in the face of tragic villains, evil actions become a result of external factors, not evil within. So then, is evil redundant? Not entirely, for when we remove these excuses and isolate the motive to just the individual, one rhetoric remains: the decision to feel good. However, feeling good is not evil by itself. Our happiness is important. It is in the context of spreading greater misery in other people for the sake of feeling good that we become evil. To seek this unfair happiness is selfish, vile, and grossly inefficient. Therefore, when reasons do not provide enough motivation to perform vile deeds, we classify evil as the leftover force needed to galvanize evil action. On the scale of justice, when the weight of the crime overpowers the external reasons for action, be that trauma, poverty, manipulation, or some other systemic oppression, the want to feel good adds to the side of motivation to balance the scale and make the crime conceivable. If we can isolate that good feeling, we can quantify evil with one simple question: do you enjoy hurting other people? Yes defines evil. No implies an excuse is missing. With Hotline Miami, your violence is never explained, leaving players to instead rationalize your motive from in-game lore and hypotheses. It is possible that you are a tragic hero resulting from trauma manipulated by other villains. However, it is never explained, because the intent of your violence is vague, because the source of your carnage is you. And so, by compelling us into extreme violence and then providing us with a simple question, Hotline Miami is able to forego excuses and justifiable perspectives in order to give us a clear definition of evil. Do you enjoy hurting other people? Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please be sure to share with others or subscribe for more videos.